its owners and/or associates.
Chronicles of Hope is essential reading for seekers of inspiration and spiritual empowerment. This series offers nourishment for those on a path of increased awareness at this challenging time. Inspired by higher sources of wisdom, Chronicles of Hope delivers messages to lift your spirit with a roadmap of hope and guidelines for living a life of expanded consciousness. The guides offer powerful insight for mental, emotional, and spiritual growth at this critical tipping point for humanity. The message is clear. We must change. We have the power to raise our vibrational energy individually and collectively before it's too late. I am Lois Herman, author of the best-selling Chronicles of Hope series and host of the Inspiring Hope radio show at WSMN.live or 95.3 FM. You can find me at loisherman.com or chroniclesofhope.net.
Welcome to Inspiring Hope with Lois Herman, a leading expert in professional coaching, clinical hypnosis, and energy clearing. Lois is an award-winning author of Chronicles of Hope. She has decades of experience in advanced hypnosis techniques, has conducted highly effective success coaching programs that have helped clients discover ways to achieve success, empower themselves, their families, as well as holistic practitioners to expand their practices. Get ready to be empowered with your host, Lois Herman.
Good morning and welcome. Actually, I'm going to say good day. I've been told that morning implies sadness, mourning. So we have to be careful and watchful, mindful of our words. So good, glorious day, everyone. How's that better? Welcome to Inspiring Hope. I am your host, Lois Herman, and I'm here to inspire you with positive messages and celebrate amazing people who are making a difference in our world. When we focus our thoughts and energies on truth, honesty, and integrity, we create powerful shifts that cause us to be more positive and peaceful. As we lift our energy, we empower everyone around us. If we each do what we can to make small shifts in awareness, we create ripples of hope. Join us as catalysts for positive change for our families, our communities, and our world at large. I hope you're inspired by today's show. And my question du jour is, do you struggle with health issues and are unaware of where to turn? Might you like to have a resource for holistic professionals that could help you decide on the right choice of healing modalities that fit your needs? At any given time or situation, it takes a team of people with their unique skills and talents to assist in facilitating you on your healing journey. The archangels tell us, if someone says theirs is the only way, walk away. There are so many paths to health, and each is as unique as the situation involved. And just like our major medical centers have lists of different types of providers, people need a resource or a reference of reputable professionals to draw upon for holistic wellness options. Most medical facilities lack the inspiration for natural sources of healing. They really push pharma or surgical procedures, which can be necessary in specific situations, yet not as an everyday answer to routine situations or issues. In addition, most well-intentioned holistic professionals are dedicated and proficient in what they do. However, they lack the marketing expertise to share their gifts with the world. Sonia Gaudette's Holistic Pro Network offers the best of both worlds, a directory of wellness professionals for the public to access, along with a supportive network opportunity for providers to connect with one another and support and offer referrals for the comprehensive health of our clients. Each professional has a special piece of the healing puzzle, and we must learn to work together to share opportunities for comprehensive healing for the people who come to see each of us. So in this holistic world, we share our passion for helping people to facilitate healing with our gifts, skills, and talents. And many are so gifted at assisting others on their wellness journey, yet they lack the ability to get the information out to the world. They need someone like Sonia Gaudette with her Holistic Pros Network, who is on a mission to shine the light on the amazing wellness professionals around us so that we can all be happy.
might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's
That got the energy moving, didn't it? Wake
Sure
up,
did.
everybody. You are listening to Inspiring Hope with Lois Herman at WSMN.live or 95.3 FM. If you enjoy our content, please like, share, and subscribe to our Lois Herman Associates YouTube channel and sign up for our newsletter at loisherman.com and join our community at chroniclesofhope.net. Well, good morning, Sonia. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Happy to
So,
be here.
Yes, I'm happy to have you here because you've got some important events coming up,
I
and
do.
you've been doing a lot of work.
Yes,
and I want to
yes.
just shine the light on you. So, Sonia, take it away. Tell us
Thank
about
you.
Tell us a little bit about why you're doing. What's your why first? What happened to cause you? I know your story, and you've been on the show before, but I'd like them, if there's new listeners, to hear why you are dedicated to shining the light on holistic professionals.
Absolutely. So 10 years ago, I stepped on my healing journey, laid on a table and received some beautiful Reiki. And that was my first introduction to the holistic world. And at that point, I had been recovering from a significantly abusive relationship. I had been through a lot of trauma in my childhood, and getting into the Reiki, it was access to that universal energy, which was absolutely profound. And from that point forward, I wanted everything that I could possibly find.
Give me more. Yes.
Give me more. Yes. Found a actual psychotherapist who offered energy work for every session that I attended.
Nice.
So I got things like EMDR, chakra clearing and balancing, EFT tapping. I had all of these experiences, and they
Nice.
kept coming to me and coming to me and coming to me. And my background is in sales and marketing, and I started finding all of these holistic practitioners, and I wanted them to advertise in the newspaper that I was working for, and it wasn't quite the right fit.
Right.
Right? So I decided to create what we called the New Hampshire Holistic Health Network back 10 years ago. And that worked for a little while, but I was still on my healing journey and really needed to do more work for myself in order to be able to be a container and hold space for holistic practitioners like I'm doing now. So fast forward 10 years, and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with my one true life. And I ask the universe to guide me, and I open up to the calling, and I'm told that creating a directory of services and offering space for holistic practitioners to be able to come together, connect, communicate, and collaborate on a regular basis was of vital importance and absolutely needed now. So I formed holisticnh.org and Pathways to Wellness, a printed directory, and that moved forward into Holistic Pros LLC, which I formed last year after being told by the universe that this needs to be much more than just New Hampshire.
Exactly.
It's vitally important that these resources are available not only to the public across the globe, but also to the holistic practitioners to support them in their building of their business.
Right.
Yes. So that's it in a nutshell,
Yeah.
if you will.
Yeah. And that's a wonderful nutshell. So thank you for what you're doing, because like you, I too have a marketing background. I worked for Hewlett-Packard in the marketing department, although I was truly working with the engineers to develop product. But I was able to observe and to see the marketing specialists in action, and that was an eye-opener for me. So it's being both a medical professional and then having worked corporate and seeing how the marketing professionals work has given me a little bit more awareness, if you will, than the average holistic professional who has no clue.
Exactly.
They love what they do. They have a passion for helping, but they not only do they struggle with how to market themselves, they sometimes are either too timid, or they come across too strong, or there's this scarcity situation that happens.
Yes.
And so what I have found is that teams of people, when we work together as a team, then we realize that I have a piece that contributes to the person's healing, but so does somebody else and somebody else.
I want to share a quote that I recently
please.
heard.
Yeah.
Greatness doesn't act alone. It has partners, collaborators, a team. Greatness is passion made manifest. It is truth unmasked.
That is beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
I love that.
The book Sacred Success.
Oh, wonderful.
And I don't have the author's name. I apologize.
That's all right. But would you forward that to
I
me,
will.
or post it
Yes.
somewhere, and I'll share it?
Yeah.
Because it is really, really critical that people realize that we have to work as one. I mean, this is one of the
Vitally
things
important,
that
yes.
the guides have said all along,
Yes.
is you are all one.
Yep.
And when we look at each other and say, oh, you know what, you can help someone at this, I can contribute this piece, but oh my goodness, you can help. I have a client, a person that we've been working with for a while to clear a lot of energies, entities, implants. Let me just tell you. But it got to a point where I recognized that a lot of her physical ailments needed to be addressed. So I referred her to my partners at the New Hampshire Health and Wellness Center, where they did the magnet therapy. And that helped with she had remnants of Lyme and Epstein-Barr and so many things. So that was all cleared, and then referred her to my favorite chiropractor team. And she's like, oh my goodness, I have my life back after 14 or so years of being diagnosed with fibromyalgia. We're just going to give you drugs, and you're just going to be in bed, and it's just, this is the way it is.
Yep.
And she's off to New York on an adventure today. I mean, it is amazing, but I was able to recognize this is what I can contribute. Now I know people who can help you. And that's the beauty of networking.
Yes.
Is knowing other people's skills and their passion.
And being able to hold space for that platform has
Right.
been it's been amazing to watch the collaborations happen. So it's gone from that competitive mindset where one Reiki practitioner can't work with another Reiki practitioner to being open to understanding that one Reiki practitioner may not be able to answer the questions, but the other, it's a collaborative effort now.
Exactly.
When hosting networking events, I'm finding over and over and over again collaborations that would have been unknown until they came together and were able to talk about what they do and the services that they offer, and have understandings around partnership. And being able to offer that collaborative effort has been, it's been amazing to watch the connections being made, and the connections occur and then continue beyond the networking event, and they're able to collaborate and create integrative client, patient, and customer care. It's absolutely wonderful to see in the holistic community.
And so needed, because a lot of the individual practitioners feel so alone, and they don't have that ability to partner with others. So the opportunity to network. And I tell you what, for me, and I'd love to know your thoughts on this, when COVID hit, I had a 3-room office suite and was booked out busy, but I wasn't going to do hypnosis with a muzzle. So I shut down my practice, my office, and moved home. But it's expanded my business internationally.
Yes.
And I am seeing clients and having group meetings on Zoom that would not have been able to be facilitated in person.
Right.
Because some of these people are from, the UK, some are from Barbados. We've got people from around the world who meet regularly. And it's beautiful that we would not have been able to do that by getting everybody in the room together.
Right. It's that silver lining, right?
yes.
So something like this massive pandemic that's happened has also brought into awareness the opportunities to expand,
Right.
which wouldn't have happened without something as significant as this, because
Exactly.
nobody would have gone home and said, okay, I'm going to work from home. What does that look like? Right?
Yeah. And
it's a mind shift.
It is a mind shift. And it was awkward at first. It
Yep.
really was. I had to revamp my business, revamp my website. I mean, a lot of different things that I had to redo. I had been doing Zoom sessions, here and there. So I was familiar with it and somewhat comfortable with it. But this has really offered that expansion. Now, I do have to say there is nothing better than for when we do come together. There's been a few times that we've been able to come together as a group, and the huggy. It's like, I finally get to touch you.
We need to have that human interaction.
Yes.
Zoom is wonderful and beautiful and profound, but the actual human interaction is so necessary.
Exactly.
For it's our community, right?
It's our touch.
It's our touch.
We need touch.
Yes.
And
the connection of energy too.
Yes.
It's
So you're planning a big expo coming up.
I am.
Listen to that sigh.
Woo. There's a lot going on with it. So on October 16th, I am hosting the Evolution Expo at the Grapponi Conference Center in Concord, New Hampshire. We have 55 vendors, space for 55, and we're going to have 15 speakers.
Nice.
Covering all of the different aspects of holistic care, wellness, spirituality, mind, body, soul, covering all of that so that people can feel empowered in choosing options for well care.
Right.
So excited to be hosting it.
Well, I know that I attended a holistic expo last October in Connecticut. I was invited, and I got all my Christmas gifts there.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you'll have an opportunity for that for sure.
Yeah.
For sure,
so people
for sure.
come as just to attend to see. There's so much creativity.
There is.
What people have created and written, and just the jewelry and different
books.
Yes, we'll have our trilogy there.
Excellent.
Oh yeah,
Excellent.
for sure.
Yep.
And I didn't even bring one in with me, but I'm so thrilled. Sounds like an ice cream truck outside.
It does. It does.
We just never know what happens here on Sundays. Usually Sundays
Live
is the quieter
and
day. Live and local is
Yes.
good. Yeah.
Yes.
You used to run a radio show, didn't you? Used to have a radio show?
No, I did not have my own radio show, but I worked for a group of radio stations
I see.
for 4 years as their business manager. And you learn all of the things.
Yes.
I'm getting all of the experiences on all of the different levels, and it's very helpful.
Yes.
Yes.
It is fun. It is interesting to note how our experiences kind of meld together to bring us into
Yes.
this point in time. I was just on a podcast yesterday, and this one gentleman just jumped right into talking about communicating with extraterrestrials. And I'm like, wait just a second, let's slow down. My background is, military, logician, medical, but what I recognize is my ability to ask the poignant questions when I'm diagnosing, because I was a diagnostician for 40 years and trained people how to look with ultrasound to diagnose the issues. But it's a whole series of questions that are going on. Is this normal? Is this not? Why? If it's normal, is this not? Why? So there's continual questioning that goes on in my mind. And it's interesting how I apply that now to my strange kind of work that I'm doing.
I think it's imperative that questions happen. Like, I think we should all be questioning everything at all times, using
Absolutely.
discernment. We have that ability.
Yes.
We have the opportunities to ask the questions, and instead of just taking everything at face value or taking everything as it's told to us, we should be doing that discerning and that really conscious ability to find the answers ourselves and ask the questions.
And I think that's, I turned the television off a couple years ago, and I've never learned so much in my life because the television is programming, you must do this. I mean, as a hypnotist, I can see it. This is just program your mind to do as I say and repeat after me. But since I turned the TV off and I've gone, I'm listening to so many different podcasts and amazing people, and then discovering on my own, I've learned so much. And continue in my mind, when we ask the questions, it stimulates the mind for growth, and which is one of those areas. And we're 4 parts to our being. There's the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. But that mental part needs to be stimulated, and the best way to stimulate it is ask the question.
Right.
What are children like? They're constantly, why? I remember having to put my son at timeout.
Right.
Mommy's brain is tired. No more questions.
Yes. Another why. Here it comes. My son was very good at that. He had questions for everything. Everything. And it's interesting as parents how we okay, stop asking questions when in fact we should be continuously encouraging ask questions.
Right.
Don't stop asking questions.
Never stop.
It's the only way to discover more and more and more and more. And we're given the God-given ability to ask those questions.
And I think if there was one thing that came out of book 3, the archangels, was we must ask. My good friend Brian says that there are millions of unemployed angels out there just waiting for somebody to ask for their help. We're just too stubborn. We think that we can do this on our own.
There's a piece of us that wants to control. The ego wants to. Keeps coming into play, and I'm finding this for myself. It's challenging for me to ask for invisible support when my ego is sitting on my shoulder saying, you've got this, you can figure it out, you got this, you can figure it out, and knowing that I don't have it and I don't have it figured out, I need the help.
And you have it figured out.
Exactly.
In space, exponentially with their help, and that helps with the discernment.
It does,
because we can be deceived by a lot of things. There's a lot of crazy deception out there in our world today.
There is,
and we have to take the time to be aware of our thoughts, be aware of the questions that we get, and trust our own intuitive guidance system.
Absolutely.
And so that we can go, no, that doesn't work for me. And that's okay. It might work for somebody else until it doesn't.
Yep. We have I just recently learned more about subconscious mind and our conscious mind and how to work with the subconscious mind.
Yes.
I've heard and read and researched and found more and more information about how in order to grow, in order to expand, you have to learn how to engage with the subconscious.
Yes.
And recently, Bob Proctor helped me with this in understanding that your conscious mind is the point where you have the ability to accept or reject any thought that comes through.
Correct.
Right? So you're downloading all of these thoughts. You're consciously thinking all of the time. The thoughts are running in, running out, running in, running out. You have an opportunity in that moment to either accept or reject the thought.
Right.
Right? I'm poor, I'm rich, I'm struggling. Each one of those thoughts, at that moment, you have to either accept or reject it. If you don't, then you automatically accept whatever thought just came through.
Interesting.
Isn't it? It's
yes.
it's like you have a sieve in your head that goes from the conscious to the subconscious.
Right.
And you have the ability in that conscious moment to make a choice. And the challenge is continuously making all of the choices because the thoughts just come zoom, 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 zoom.
Well, that's where when you've got a partner, and I consider my invisible guides, my partners, when I know they have my back. And then I also have amazing people, physical teammates that are there that have my back. I had a couple of sessions this week that were heartbreaking, truly, truly heartbreaking. And I had to sit down and truly mourn what these people had been through. And I had to feel it. I had to process through it because it is amazing what the heartbreak and the trauma that people go through. So as much as I can keep myself grounded and centered in order to assist them, there's that vulnerable, compassionate side of me that needed to just feel with and for them. But you know what? I had my guides, and I reached out to my team, and they were all sending love and light. And before I knew it, okay, I'm good.
Nice.
But there's so much going on in our world today. We can't put our head in the sand. We've got to see the pain and the confusion because there's so much disinformation out there.
So much.
And this is where, like you're saying, the discernment and making those decisions. I choose this or not, and that's how we manifest.
Absolutely.
Is by choosing this. I choose this thought.
Yes.
No, that one's not for me.
Absolutely. And bringing in the team to support
Yes.
is a beautiful piece to the process.
It sure is.
Yes.
And we now work. My team works together. When you listen to the podcast with Michael Jaco and Kevin Hoyt, he was in our team as a guest, our Lightworker Alliance team, and I love how he's such this. He's like a little boy, full of questions, and it's wonderful. He has not lost that ability to be inquisitive, and we need to be like that too. And he was so impressed with how we worked as a team. He was saying, I was just blown away. And truly, I am honored to work with this team of people where different people at any given time will speak up and others are holding energy. And every single one has a purpose, and they're respected and valued for being a member of this team.
That's fantastic.
We are one.
Collaborative.
It's a collaborative. We are one. And this is what in Book 2, Universal Energy stressed, that you are all one being. When you realize that, when you feel what another feels, then you'll get rid of the anger and the hate. When you truly feel what someone else is going through, then the anger dissipates. And you must be able to feel with and for one another. And when you can do that, that is what's going to change the world.
It's being in the flow. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is absolutely lovely.
Yeah. So we're doing it, by golly.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, and you're doing it.
I love holding the space for it.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's one of the challenges is people get so busy.
Yes.
And I know I've been very busy this past several months. I mean, birthing a book. I'm laughing because I was at the National Guild of Hypnotists last week, and I have my display with my 3 books. I have the 4th book, the first one that was born by a different child, a different father. The Spirits of Amaskay, but the trilogy. The first one was born, introduced. I say born because it's like, it's a 9-month effort.
Yes.
And that was the firstborn. So it had, a big party and balloons and stones and bracelets. And the firstborn got everything.
Right.
And then the secondborn was born, the second book, the middle child was born during COVID. It got bookmarks. And then so there was no booth or no introduction at all.
Right.
So this book, this is the baby. I got all hand-me-downs. I did get a poster, but everything else was hand-me-downs from the first one that got everything. So I was laughing at how it is like birthing this concept, bringing these messages to life.
Yes.
I laugh about it, but it has been 5 years of determination and dedication, and to finally feel like I'm getting these messages out there. And that's what you're doing. You had this vision years ago.
I did, and knew what I wanted. I wanted it to become in regards to. So for me, the purpose is to empower people to find their path to wellness, and to grow this community it's mind-blowing. Like, I had no idea when I started this, and I printed this little directory and I started the little online directory. I had no idea that I was going to get to a place where I was actually holding space for practitioners to come together. I didn't know that I was going to build out a professional resource center where practitioners will be able to access virtual assistants and publishing and being able to build their websites the right way and have SEO available to them all in one place.
That's wonderful.
It is amazing that all of these things are percolating in and coming together, and it's building a full resource not only for the public but for practitioners.
Right.
Something that they don't have right
Yes,
now. That's not
exactly.
available. It's hard to find the support and the people and the places who can communicate with holistic practitioners.
Absolutely.
We have a fine way of connecting. If you don't have a marketing mindset, if you haven't been in the corporate world,
Right.
connecting with a marketer is hard.
And in addition, as I'm listening to you, someone said to me the other day, you really need to write or to teach a class on how to publish, for holistic professionals, how to publish a book. And the tagline would be, better known as what not to do.
Right. So that's been very interesting across the board, because I have conversations with practitioners on a daily basis. I can't tell you how many of them have a book inside of them.
Right.
If not all of them.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
They
and I
do.
do know what not to do, because I
Right.
spent way too much money on that first baby. They just got everything. And I was going the traditional way. And then I found a completely different way to publish book 2 and 3 that was much more reasonable. It's much more affordable. And book 3 was published with this absolutely delightful formatter that we laughed the whole way through, as much as there were lots of learning curves, but it was different because it was a holistic minded group of people. So it flowed. It was so different. And that's what you're looking for.
Yes.
Are there holistic minded professionals in all walks of life
Exactly.
that are supporting the holistic professionals who are wanting to put their information out there?
It's an exciting sidestep in the journey.
Yes.
I liken this to being in the flow. And once upon a time ago, I was up the creek without a paddle, and I feel like I've turned around and hopped into this flow of the universe, and it just allows people to show up. It gives me opportunities to be on Chronicles of Hope.
Yeah.
I had no idea ever that I was going to be in a spot like this,
Yes.
facing you and
Right.
having a discussion
Yeah.
like this for everybody to
Yeah.
listen to. And in that process of being in the flow, there's all of the different waves and all of the different currents to be in. Sometimes I'm in the lazy river and I'm, just going along and talking to the people and having beautiful conversations. Sometimes I'm in the rapids and I'm dodging rocks here, there, and everywhere. And other times I'm headed down a waterfall and I have no idea what's coming next.
Yes.
But it's all coming. And it's as long as I get out of my own way and stay in that flow, I get to have the experience, and the things keep coming and coming and coming to fill the bucket.
And it's never boring.
Never boring. Has not been a moment where I've been like, oh, do I want? There has never been a morning that I have woken up and said, I have to do this again.
Yeah.
Every morning it's like, oh my God, I'm still doing this. This is amazing.
It's an adventure.
Thank you, universe,
Yes.
for allowing for this to happen.
And I think it comes down to that just saying yes. When you truly just say yes to the universe, to God, to source, whatever you wish to call it within your belief system, when you truly say yes from your heart, buckle up, sweetheart.
You're in for a ride.
Yes.
Absolutely. It's opening up to the adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it is an adventure. And there's times, like you said, when you're kind of floating through going, oh my goodness, what am I doing? You question yourself, is this the right thing? And then all of a sudden,
You have to let go.
Yeah.
As long release and let go and allow and beautiful
and trust.
things. And trust.
Trust.
Yes.
Trust your wise guides. Trust in that they've got your back, that
Absolutely.
they're here for you, and you develop a really personal relationship with them. And I have to tell you, I know this is going to get down one of those wonderful
That's
rabbit holes.
okay.
But on our wonderful team, we now have this this ET named Meter. He's a small gray. He was very clear that he was a small gray. And when we first met him back in March, Christine, one of my amazing consultants, said, "I don't want to talk to him. He's really ugly." And I'm like, "Christine, we have to at least find out where he's from." So long story short, he is now one of our amazing trusted teammates. And he, at one point a couple of weeks ago, jumped in front of one of these nasties to protect Christine. Archangel Michael gave him a sword. So he
That's
came to me
beautiful.
I was bragging on him yesterday on this, this public show, and he came to me in my visions last night, and he is glowing, and he was showing me his sword, and it is just, you
That's
can't make
awesome,
this
right?
stuff up, guys.
Yep.
This is all ones for the books, but that's going to be our next book, because you can't make this shit up. Okay, it is.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's multidimensional,
Yes.
multifaceted.
Right.
Everything about this world is that.
Right.
And even if you can't see it, it's still there.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yes. And that's when we know we're on the path of ascension.
Mm-hmm.
When we're stuck in that 3D, woe is me, misery, misery, misery world, that's that low level energy. And unfortunately, that's what's being programmed out there.
Yes.
Is the fear porn.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, so many people are drinking that Kool-Aid, and they've got to stop. They've got to turn
hard.
off the TV.
There's a cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
And one of the things that I've downloaded recently is that we have to switch the language.
Yes.
So that we can reach the people who are at that low level.
Right.
Finding ways of communication
Absolutely.
that they can understand and relate to.
Because we've been there.
Yes.
It's not that there's anything wrong with them. We know what they're going through because we've been there, and
Yes.
we worked hard nobody rescued us.
Right. We've done it ourselves.
We've had to do the work to get out of that.
The work is worth every step of the way.
Absolutely.
Absolutely worth it. I can attest to this. I come from a significant trauma-based,
Yes.
abusive background, and I can talk about any of it with no emotional attachment.
Exactly,
If
yeah.
you do the work, you can get to that space of not having any emotional attachment to the story that you've been through.
Right.
And that is exquisite.
Absolutely.
It is a beautiful space to be in. It's relief, it's receptivity, it's openness, and it's something that it's really hard to understand when you're in the trenches of the trauma, to understand that there is a different side of life.
And what you're also saying is it makes you relatable.
Yes.
Because it's not about looking down on someone. And it's not about helping someone from a book you studied. It is about helping someone from your heart. I was there. I know this. I've experienced it. We are all experiencing something a little bit different. No two snowflakes alike, no two flowers, no two humans. But I have too come from a trauma background. And so I had my path. There were people that were placed on my path that I had to make those yes/no decisions. And I'm so glad that I made the decisions I did, because these amazing people took me down my own unique healing path. And so we each find our way.
Right.
And that's the key, is we've got to find our way to heal. We've got to be determined to find who can help me right now.
And willing.
And huge.
Huge. Willing to let go of the story. That is key. And within pulling all of this information together, you have an opportunity to access somebody that resonates.
Yes.
So I find many people, they talk about therapy and they're like, yeah, I went to a therapist and it sucked. All therapy sucks.
Mm-mm.
And that's not true.
It's not.
Each individual has access to something that will resonate with them.
And you have to recognize that a doctor, a therapist, a Reiki professional, it's kind of like shopping for shoes. Even though it's
or
pretty,
your car.
or your car, but even though it's pretty, does it fit? If it doesn't fit, don't buy it.
Yep.
You
Move
have
on.
to move on. So it's the same sort of thing when you're shopping for a professional that's there to help you. Not all are going to fit you and your own unique story, your own unique personality. So we have to find the people who will fit us. And as a professional, professional also, there are people that that I will recognize that I am not the right fit for them, and I have to honor them and say, let me refer you to someone that who can possibly help you. That would not necessarily be me. Right now, my whole process is my whole world is shifted to a specific focus.
Yes.
And I'm okay. It's like, just say yes and okay, here you go.
Staying in the flow, being open.
Staying in the flow.
Being open to
Yeah.
listening to, the divine and allowing for things to happen the way
Yes.
they need to
Yeah.
is so important.
Right. And then learning and connecting with other people gives me the opportunity to hand off, to pass the baton. Okay, I got you through this phase. Now, let me introduce you to somebody who can take you to the next through the next phase. Another tool that can help you with this healing, because we have to heal on all 4 levels.
Yes.
We can't just heal the physical. We've got to do the mental, emotional, and spiritual. My arena is truly the spiritual. I'm working on the spiritual healing, which then that person is going to also need physical healing. Some of them are going to need some real mental and emotional healing as well. So it's a team, and we have to work cohesively as a team. It's so
Yes.
critical.
So critical.
So kudos to you for what you're doing.
I love
and, Yeah, good
Love
for
it.
you.
Every day, every moment is the most amazing thing to be able to hold space like this.
And to do what you're called to do with your own unique skills and your background. So how do people find Sonia Gaudette?
You can find me on holisticnh.org, holisticpros.net,
Why don't you just do holisticpros.net?
holisticpros.net.
Yeah.
There you go. That way you can find everything there. We
Yes.
have, the drop down for the different states.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. That would be the best way to go.
We're changing that paradigm.
We are.
We're expanding. Yeah.
Yeah, the
because it's important.
expansion is exciting.
Yeah.
It is very, very exciting to bring in a team for my organization.
Right.
Is of vital importance, and I am very excited to see where that takes us.
So is there somebody that you need on your team right now? Are you looking for someone to help you with a certain specific
It's all of the things. Organizationally is
Okay.
the biggest key right
like
now.
an admin?
Yes.
Kind of like a...
Yeah,
So,
admin and operations management
Okay.
within the business
yeah,
itself.
yeah.
I'm
So
excited.
if people are out there looking for a way that they can give back, a way that they can help,
Somebody who's on the mission.
Yes.
Right? Somebody
Yeah.
who recognizes the absolute need for this way to wellness. There's that mission, that vision, the purpose of bringing it all together, of holding space and growing it into what it's going to become.
Exactly. A lot of people have become very disenfranchised with
Yes.
the traditional Western model, and rightfully so right now, because there's been a lot of betrayal. And so what we need to do, people are turning to holistic avenues, and so, but they don't know where to turn.
Right.
And there are some less than reputable people in all walks of life.
There always is.
There always are. So you have to be, that gets back to your very first comment about being discerning.
Yes.
If you walk in and it just feels yucky in your gut, pay attention to your gut. There's a video that I have recorded, and I demonstrate this. It's hard to demonstrate on the radio show, but it's a mind-body-spirit connection where I use kinesiology with the arm, and I ask the person, yes, you can use, there's a lot of, but in this demonstration, I'll ask them, is your name Sonia? And your arm would be really strong. And then I would say, is your name Gertrude? And your arm would go weak. It would, the whole body would go weak, because the body knows truth from fiction.
It does.
Then I would ask you to think of a happy, happy thought. I know that you love the song Happy, and you would be really strong. I couldn't push your arm down. And then I would have you think of something that makes you mad, sad, or angry. You would go completely weak, because the body responds to our thoughts, just like you were saying before.
It's all connected.
It's completely connected. And then I have you think happy again to get you strong. And then I will swipe my hand in your energy field, and you go weak. And then I'll bring it straight, just gently bring the energy back up, strong again, because our aura is our being, and it's big. And when we're out in public, sometimes we need to pull it in a little bit and make sure we've got some protection around, because there are energy vampires out there that are attracted to bright lights. So we have to really protect our energy wherever we're going, wherever we're at. So that's a demonstration that I use that shows that it's mind, body, spirit, that spirit can be interfered with by being around someone who is particularly unhappy, shall we say. They're sending off unhappy energy. And if we're in a happy state, we can end up picking up that unhappy vibe.
Or we can give them our happy vibe.
That's the key. Thank you.
It's nice to flip it.
But we have to do that consciously.
Yes.
You have to look at that person.
It's all about being conscious.
It is.
Stop living an unconscious life and bring your consciousness to the forefront of attention.
Absolutely. So when you see someone who's so miserable and unhappy, instead of being angry at them, the best thing you can do is raise your consciousness and send them a little bubble of love, light. Just send the light.
And if you're unable to do that, bless them for the air they breathe, because they feed the trees. If you can do nothing else, isn't that lovely?
That.
I heard that a couple of years ago, because we have an inner judge. We have somebody who has something to say about everything.
Oh yeah.
And when it comes to other people, instead of judging, just bless them for the air they breathe, because they feed the trees.
I love that.
Oh, that's easy. I can do that.
Yeah.
Anytime I'm in conversation with somebody and they start complaining about an individual, wait. Can't you just bless them for the air they breathe? Oh my God, I can. You're right.
Because that blessing will help to amplify the positive
Absolutely.
in them. And that's the key. Is I love the Power versus Force book by Dr. David Hawkins. And he quantifies, again, he's using kinesiology, and he's quantifying the energy, emotional energy on a logarithmic scale of 0 to 1,000. So 1,000 is that high vibe, love, Christ consciousness. But the lowest level energy is guilt and shame. It's really low. And what's being propagated out there is fear.
So much.
Yeah.
Guilt, shame, fear.
Yes. And so we've got to get to willingness. That is the threshold, to get people to a level of willing to change, willing to take ownership for turn off the boob tube, and where can I now go to really enrich my life, to really stimulate my mind to think for myself.
Willing to learn just a little bit more.
Yes. And then watch out for the fire hose.
That happens. It does
does.
happen. It's unbelievable how once you open up to it, the expansiveness, the opportunities that show up, the people that show up, the conversations that you have over and over and over again. They're beautiful. Beautiful.
I was so honored and privileged to be invited to be on the Truth Tour, and I went to with Lisa Schermerhorn and Governor Kevin Hoyt. Drove 9 hours to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Now, it was supposed to only have been like an 8-hour drive, but we were talking so much that we missed our exit. We didn't care.
Oh my God, a conversation. Yes, that's beautiful.
And it was so nice to be around people who were so warm and welcoming and loving. And then I ended up going to Vegas, which I was like, I've been to Vegas before. I don't like the energy there. But the people transformed. The energy there was so warm and welcoming. These are all people who are determined to make a difference in our world, really are coming from the heart, sharing their mission, everyone different, and yet celebrating each. We are where we go one, we go all.
It's a
We're
collective.
all one. Absolutely.
It's collective. It's collaboration. It's coming together, being willing and open to that, building community. Having an organization that's built on community is the most effective way to create and continue moving forward and raising the vibration.
Absolutely. And one of the spin-offs from that is Kevin, again, he created what did he call it? The Cosmic Crew Marathon. It's if you guys want to listen to this, it's out there just for a donation. But you can find it on my website, loisherman.com. Go to the media page, and I have the Cosmic Crew. It's there. You can click on and sign up to listen to 11 hours. And it's all of these amazing people. But what he did, instead of asking them more what they do, he asked their stories.
Stories.
it's like your story. Everybody, I was amazed at the number of people who've had these near-death experiences, who have had their whole families die. But they're still determined to make a difference. The stories of what these people have been through, and yet they're out there trying. And try is a good thing, because at least it's momentum. You're moving
Moving
and
forward.
so moving into a direction. But definitely find the cosmic, Governor Hoyt's Cosmic Crew Marathon. Play it in the background, because, oh my God, 11 hours. I sat through
great.
that on Tuesday. It was
And
fabulous.
you can listen in bite-sized pieces,
Yes, you can,
too.
of course. Yeah.
Once you do the donation, then you have an opportunity to listen bit by bit by bit. Yep.
Absolutely. So you find all these people who are making a difference in our world, and I just feel honored and privileged to celebrate them and to be in their company and to do what I can to assist them on their journey.
It's a beautiful journey to be on.
So remind us again, we still have about 6 minutes. Yay.
Nice.
So remind us again, tell us a little bit more about your Cosmic Crew, your empowering people to discover new paths to well-being. The Evolution Expo.
The Evolution Expo.
Yes.
It is all about empowering people to discover new paths to well-being. Our goal is to uplift, empower, inspire, and educate the public.
Yay.
I am looking to hit that mainstream where I'm opening a space. It's free. Anybody can come.
Wow.
The tickets are on Eventbrite.
Okay.
You need a ticket to enter so that we can keep track of all of the beautiful people who show up.
Right.
And we'll have the 15 speakers. I'll have those listed on the Eventbrite page as well, so that you can check out who you want to see. Be sure to schedule it. That's coming next week.
Yeah, come see me.
Yes.
I'm going to be speaking.
Yes.
Now,
yes.
Sonia, will you have an opportunity for people to make donations?
Yes.
Okay, that's
we'll
great.
have an opportunity for donations
Okay,
at
perfect.
the door.
Perfect.
Yep. And then we'll have the plan is to have a raffle table as well.
Yay, okay.
I haven't determined what nonprofit is going to support, but it will support a nonprofit.
Okay.
And I'm inviting all of the vendors and anybody actually in the community who wants to donate to the raffle to come in and donate.
I'll donate some books.
Absolutely. That would be lovely.
Wonderful.
Yep. We're really excited. The event is going to be absolutely phenomenal. There's going to be flyers all over the state. I'll have radio commercials going out for marketing. We'll be posting it up on social media on a regular basis and just really hammering to get the word out, let people know that this is happening. And it's right in the middle of New Hampshire. It's the perfect location.
Yeah. When George hears this, he's going to want you to have a radio show. Just saying.
Yeah, it would be great to
Truly.
start interviewing and connecting with all of the
Yeah.
other beautiful
Absolutely.
holistic practitioners and light workers
Yeah.
out there. It's just absolutely incredible. I have well over 1,600 practitioners listed on the website right now.
That's
it's
amazing.
holisticnh.org. It's searchable by name, area, and category.
Mm-hmm.
You can go in and find all of the practitioners in your area to have access to well care. To find your path.
Right. And to learn, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm finding a lot of people who say, I want to learn. I want to be like you. I want to do what you do.
Excited.
So-
I've been building resource centers
Okay.
online, and it's a work in progress.
Mm-hmm.
Each of the modalities is going to be highlighted. It's going to have easy to understand information. We'll have videos. We're going to have all of the research that's taken place over the years. We'll have links to all of that on each of the different modalities. Currently, there's 95 modalities
Wow.
within holistic, alternative, and complementary care that you
Yes.
can read about and learn about on the websites.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people don't understand. Or most people are more familiar with Reiki now than they were
Yeah, because
20
it's gone
years
a little
ago.
that's gone mainstream.
Yes.
And my goal is to make it all go mainstream.
Right.
Take the woo-woo out, start sharing with people the actual reality of these different forms of healing.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many of them, and there's too many people who think it's a load of And in reality,
because they've been programmed.
exactly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. But the reality is, it's all there, it's all available, and it all works in one way or another.
And one of the differences that I think that is involved with holistic care is it's about self-care. You have to choose to do what you need to do in order to maintain.
We're responsible for our own bodies.
Yeah.
We are responsible for ourselves. That is the shift that needs to happen.
Instead of give me a pill, make me better.
Right.
Yeah, you've got to do what you've got to do.
We've been so indoctrinated in that.
It's
Somebody else needs to take care of me. Somebody else is going to
so
do it.
instead, you are celebrating all the people who are going to teach people how to take care of themselves.
Exactly.
Sonia, this has been a fabulous hour. Thank you for being here. Sonia Gaudette, holisticpros.net. Until next week, look
Thank you.
up, stay positive, and be the light in someone's day. God bless.
Good to be with you today. We'll find our center, find our calm, and prepare our hearts to worship God.
WSMN 1590, WSMN 95.3 FM Nashua. Listen, watch, and stream at WSMN.live.